welcome to Cheap Joe's Art Stuff. My name is Julie, and I'm here to impart some knowledge to you today via a 2-minute art tip. And today, I am here to help you with something you've probably never thought about. Not a whole lot, at least. And that is pigment. And you're going, what? But hear me out. You ever thought about where the pigment in the tube of paint that you're buying comes from? I mean, sky blue. Do you think they took a scraping from the sky? No. Where does blue come from? Where is the origin of blue? Well, it depends. It depends on the blue. Each color that we carry here at Cheap Joe's has a different originating material. Sometimes it's maybe 2, sometimes it's maybe 3 different materials that comprise the pigment that's in the tube of paint that you buy. What you may not know is the diverse and crazy places that pigment can come from. Like pigment can be pretty much anything. Did you know, for instance, that Indian yellow is actually made out of cow pee? Yeah, not even kidding, it's pee. They actually take the solids out of the urea that comes from cows, and that yellow comes from the pee-pee sitting outside and getting sunburned, turns bright yellow, goes in a tube, and then becomes the paint that you paint with, which is another really good reason to never put your brushes in your mouth ever. Just to kind of throw some other stuff at you to scramble your noggin, did you know that iron oxide red is actually made out of rust? Yep, it's the truth. And then carmine is actually made out of bug guts. Yeah, the guts of a cochineal beetle, which is kind of like a fuzzy-legged cockroach, you know. And then some other crazy stuff like sepia comes from the ink sacs of a little marine animal called a cuttlefish. So my point is not to completely gross you guys out, but to kind of let you know that the pigment that's in the tube of paint that you are working with could be animal, it could be vegetable, it could be mineral. Like lapis lazuli is actually ground up to make the blues in paints for years and years. So sometimes it can be a rock, sometimes it can be bug gut, sometimes it can be trees or berries or who knows what. My point being that those kinds of disparities in the origin of those pigments can also contribute to why maybe this yellow and this blue work great to make a perfect green that you love, but then you switch to this yellow and you're still using that same old blue and they don't make a great green together. Well, it could be that you had a yellow and a blue that were both chemically based, and then those work great together. And then maybe this yellow is mineral based for whatever reason, and it doesn't maybe work as well with that blue that you've been used to. It just depends. But that is why some of the confusing, perplexing things come out when you're mixing color. Well, sometimes it just doesn't come out quite the way that you thought it might. It's because the origin of that tube of paint may have a very complicated, long history that defies your understanding from just looking at it on the shelf. So just be aware that there's a reason it's complicated. There's a reason why artists struggle for years and years. It's part of the process. It doesn't mean that you're inept or crazy. It's just part of the learning process. You'll figure it out and find the colors that work the best for you and the combinations that work the best for you. But knowing about these kind of like fun facts about your art materials is an important step to becoming more comfortable with them every single day. And we know that you will enjoy.